as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the decaying building. Sarah and her friends stood before the ominous gates of the abandoned asylum. It was a place whispered about, in hushed tones, a place where the mentally afflicted had suffered unspeakable horrors in a bygone era. Determined to prove their courage, the group of 5 ventured inside, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like knives. The air grew heavy with the stench of mildew and decay. Graffiti-covered walls told stories of those who had dared to explore these forsaken halls before them. As they ventured deeper, whispers of forgotten voices seemed to dance on the edge of their hearing, and strange shadows moved at the periphery of their vision. The group's bravado wavered, but peer pressure drove them forward. The further they explored, the more unsettling the asylum became. The flickering lights cast eerie, elongated shadows, and the creaking floorboards beneath their feet seemed to have a life of their own. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching them. From the darkest corners of the building, they entered a long, narrow corridor. At the far end, a door stood ajar. It beckoned them, promising untold horrors beyond. As they approached, a spine-chilling scream echoed through the hallway. Panic erupted among the group, and they sprinted towards the door, slamming it shut behind them. In the room, they found themselves surrounded by ancient, rusted instruments of torture, remnants of the asylum's dark past. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she realized that the room's only exit had vanished. The walls seemed to close in, and the instruments began to emit a ghostly, haunting melody. Desperation drove them to search for a way out, but every turn led to more oppressive darkness and the echoing laughter of unseen tormentors. Shadows danced and swirled around them, growing thicker and more suffocating with every passing second. Sarah's friends began to disappear, one by one. Consumed by the malevolent presence within the room, she was left alone, surrounded by the ghostly instruments, their clamor reaching a deafening crescendo. As the room's walls closed in on her, Sarah realized she was trapped in a nightmare for which there was no escape. The asylum had claimed her, as it had so many before, and her screams joined the chorus of tormented souls that echoed through the decaying halls, serving as a dire warning to all who dared to enter. And in the darkness, the forgotten horrors of the abandoned asylum continued to lurk, waiting for their next victims to arrive.